Alright, today's video is on one of these. They're called a SKACHET. They don't make these anymore, unfortunately, because I really like this. Picked this up in a estate sale. I've known about these since late 70s, early 80s. Probably in the mid 80s, I've been trying to get one of these. They're hard to come by. They're not up for sale very much. I just happened to walk into an estate sale and found one. These were made by a guy called Frisbee. I think he's actually the inventor of the Frisbee. And the SKACHET is derived from Skinner hatchet. I think it's more of a multi-tool than that. I'm going to explain that here in a minute. But the way this generally works, I got to reach around the camera to get these handles. What you do, you're out in the wilderness, you need a hatchet or a hammer or a gut hook. You can pull this out. Now, just sitting like this, you can pound with it. And let me get it will cut wood. Hope I didn't get in the way there. This is oak. So you can feather wood or just chop on down. It's really good for that. For fine work. Pine and cedar, it goes through even more. This is a gut hook. What I like using it for is you can trying to use this where you can see it. And it kind of rounds that tip off. So you can sharpen points into sticks with this. If you're making a wood nail to use to attach two pieces of wood, you can use this. But when you're out in the woods, you chop down a green limb, and I don't have a green limb, but you thread it in because you can, well, let me get it in camera. In here there's threads. So this dowel is pretty much exactly the same size as the hole, so the threads aren't cutting that deep, but there's that paper there, which actually helps. Now this is getting further out now. Alright, that's pretty tight because of that paper. So now you have a hatchet or a hammer. Now this is a pretty thin piece of wood, so it's not the best for your hand. But it will cut. Let me get some pine. I've got some small hatchets. This works just as well. It's portable. You're not going to be chopping down a big tree. You're not going to be chopping down a medium tree. But, you know, you're looking at something that big, you could get it down with this. Make the handle however you feel comfortable. You can put a wedge in here to make sure this doesn't go anywhere. Now, this is a thin handle. Let's see if I can get this off. Which does make it uncomfortable to use a lot. This isn't meant to be used a lot. Now, there's only about 4 people done video on these. You don't see a lot. A couple of them didn't know what they were actually, I don't think they knew what they were handling. This is a bigger piece that I trimmed down, which is kind of what you'd want. And I did this excuse me, filming, because you don't want to watch me carve wood. And I used a knife to carve the wood, although you could use this. Now, bigger handle, more comfortable. And what that means is a little bit more confidence in handling this. Oh. It'll cut through. Now that's cedar. That's oak. Ooh, excuse me. Cuts through this great. Again, you can carve this to where a little bit sticking out and put a wedge in here, but this is not loosening up. And this is just a dowel, poplar, excuse me. Some people say they don't like it because it seems to be, the blade's way out here, they say. Well, in a normal axe, the blade's way out here anyway. I mean, you're not going to get an axe with a blade tip right here. It's going to be about the same spot. Hammer works. I mean, you can pound it with no problem. Not loose. Rain's coming in. I'm going to wrap this up. When this is off of it, you can hold it like this to chop. To do finer work. One guy was talking about it didn't make feather sticks very well. And I'm being real careful because I don't want the feathers to fall off, which that did. Well, maybe it does. It does. When it comes to doing fine work, close in, I actually have been liking this better than a knife. Yep, sorry. If I've got a piece of wood I want to smooth out, I've got really good control over this. So yeah, this does that good. Can I have a better axe? Yes. Can I have a better gut hook? Yes. Can I have a better hammer? Yes. Can I carry all that on my belt without a problem? No, I can't. The one thing this does great is it's a great multi-tool. You're carrying this because you can't carry all that other gear. And since I've been using it, I thought, hammer, gut hook, axe blade. And then I found out hammer. You can use this to put points on small sticks for snares. If you're using it as a dowel to attach pieces of wood. You can trim it up with that. This edge right here, you can do really fine work. You can push it, and I mean, that just cuts clean. These are real sharp. I mean, there you go. You put a handle on it. You have, in my opinion, a really good small hatchet. I've got dedicated hatchets. I would rank this with them just as good. Excuse me. Plus, I have the other functions for this. They don't make it anymore, which is a shame. I still may try to buy me another one. It took me long enough to get this one, and this was in really good condition. I had to do one repair on the sheath, but this is really surprisingly useful. I'm really glad I got it. I'm going to look for some more. This one cost me $40, and they run, I've seen some for $40 that aren't in quite as good condition as this one, but they're worth it. This is cast steel. Some people don't like that, but everyone says it holds an edge and the blade will last forever. This is one of the multi-tools that I'm glad I got. I really like it. It's useful. I would say if you're out there fishing and stuff and you're not going to be carrying a lot of gear, just on everything on your belt, this is a must-have. And that's where I'm going to be carrying it because I like it that much. I'm really shocked at how much I like it. I did find this out. It hangs from the belt from here. This is down. You always want to stick it in with the gut hook because the pointed end will rock back and forth and wear this out, but it doesn't really rock on the other side that much. Vintage tool. Unfortunately, you can't find them anymore. I think it went out of business because they said it was like a skinner. And the hatchet, I'm not sure how much it would be good for skinning. You could use it for that, but I think the biggest thing is it's just a multi-tool bushcraft hatchet, knife, whatever you want to call it, would be a better description for this. And there's certain things that I do with this that I like better than a knife. And this knife right here will chop pretty darn good. But there's some things that this does in fine work that this is a little bit harder to do it with. You got to be a little bit careful with this. So I just carry both of them. I carry pocket knives with me when I'm out there too. I've got more than just one tool, like I said. And even if I had a knife, well, when I do carry a knife, which is all the time, especially when I'm out in the woods, but I carry knives with me all the time. But if I'm out fishing, I'm out somewhere out away from the car, this is going to be on my belt. Because there's just a lot you can do with it, even without a handle. And if I'm on the bank and I got a stick, I want to rest my pole on, my fishing pole, and I need to put a point on it, well, there you go. So it's useful, it's good, I enjoy it, and I would recommend if you can find one in good condition and they're not stupid expensive, to pick one of these up because they're worth it. And you know, I'll be doing some more videos on that when I can get outside, when it's not going to rain on me and I won't melt. But these two handles, I'm just going to throw them in the car. You don't have to use these, and if I'm out walking around at a pond or doing some hunting, I'm not going to carry these. I don't want to carry these. I'm just going to carry this. I can make a handle if I need to out of a sapling, out of a small branch. So it's no big deal. But if I'm going to be in the car by a camp and I got the room, I just throw these in there and use those. So it gives me a lot of options that I didn't have before. But I'm going to be doing some videos, show you how this works, and hopefully if you want one of these, you can find one. They're a little bit hard to find. I picked these up in a estate sale. Only person there, except for the guy doing the sale, that knew what this was. Everyone else would pick it up and put it down and kind of go, huh. And I seen that, and he was selling it for 80. I didn't want to pay 80. So the last day I came back, right when they opened up, it was still there. Knew it was going to be there. People were looking at it and putting it back down. I snatched it up, paid 40 for it. Super glad I did. I would not have been upset if I had to pay 80 for it. I like it that much. It's better at 40. But anyway, hopefully you'll be seeing more videos with that in it. And thanks for watching.